I'd like to call meeting to order. Let the record show that all board members are present. To have a motion to approve the agenda.
With adjustments.
With adjustments. The adjustment is on consideration personnel, N and O. Remove those.
In and out.
N and O.
That'd be like no.
No.
That's the only adjustments. I move we approve the agenda as was submitted to us with the noted corrections.
Motion's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. The first thing on our agenda is recognitions. Ms. Lowry, spelling bee winners.
Good evening, board members, President Ford, Superintendent Starcher. Tonight, we are excited to recognize some truly outstanding spellers who proved that spelling really does matter. They tackled challenging words with poise, confidence, quick thinking, and impressive determination. They're here this evening as a reminder that hard work, practice, and some courage goes a long way. We are very proud of their accomplishments and are happy to celebrate them with all of you. Spellers, when I call your name, please come up to the front so that we can recognize you and you'll have your picture taken. Parents, you're also welcome to come up and take photos and be in the photo as well. And I think the newspaper's here tonight to do some photos as well. So our elementary school runner-up from Bradley Elementary School is Benjamin Veramesa.
All right.
We're gonna get
We're
a
gonna
What
get
words
his
you go out on?
principal.
What was the word you went out on? What was the word you went out on?
Do you remember your word that you, Benjamin, do you remember your word?
Why don't you hold on, Miss Raleigh?
Yeah.
No, perfect. So do you remember your word?
Benjamin, do you remember the word that you missed? You don't want to, do you? And Benjamin, if you don't mind, would you stand over there and we're going to get all of you together at one time here in just a minute. Affirmation. Yeah, if you'll just stand over there a little bit, then we'll get everybody up at one time. Our elementary school champion is from Hollywood Elementary School and won the spelling bee with the word stucco. Please join me in welcoming and congratulating Aubrey Eskins. Great job, Aubrey. And I have to say, these two were cool as cucumbers. We were so impressed with their just poise. Our overall County Bee runner-up is Derek Mitchell from Beckley Stratton Elementary School. Derek. And our overall County Bee champion is from Independence Middle School. After winning the bee, she returned to school that same day with her trophy, and she thanked her science teacher, who had taught her the winning word, corrosive. Let's congratulate our Raleigh County School champion, Lily Simpson. Yeah. Yeah, we need to fix that. That could have been my fault, I'm not sure. Okay, so let's get all three of you in here and we'll take a picture. Lily. We're gonna get all of you, yes, yeah. Sure. You gotta smile. S-M-I-L-E. All right, and let's give them another round of applause. And kids, if you want to step outside that door, Mr. McQuay wants to talk to you a little bit. And your parents could go with you if you want to. Yeah, or you can come back in, whatever. He'll just step, even out there is fine, whatever you want to do there. Thank you all so much.
Ms. Hodges, Beckley Water Company art contest.
Good evening, President Ford, Superintendent Dr. Starcher, fellow board members. This evening, I will be recognizing our students in Raleigh County. Each year, Beckley Water Company hosts a calendar little competition, and students submit drawings for each month. And so this year, I wanted to make sure when I announced all of our winners to provide you the visual with what was actually printed in the calendar as well. So I would like to start with the cover and congratulate, and if the students could come up for pictures, from Liberty High School, 10th grade, Kristen Bartoli. For January, 8th grade, Kathleen Ashcraft from Shady Spring Middle School. I know, isn't it cool?
It is very pretty.
For February, 11th grade, Liberty, Isabella Sanchez. May, Ridgeview Elementary, 3rd grade, Caliana Dillon. In July, Independence Middle, 8th grade, Parker Milam. For August, 12th grade, Liberty High School, Keely Workman. October, 9th grade, Woodrow Wilson High School, Emily Garrison. And last, Independence High School, 10th grade, Josie Stafford. Group picture. Group picture.
Two people.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. One more.
Okay. Looks like you're still on.
Still me. Good evening again. This evening, I also get to recognize our winners from the regional and the state science fair competitions. And I would like to start with elementary. For each student that I name, they placed first place in regional, and then I will also just mention what place they earned at the state fair. So starting with elementary, for Division 1, Energy, the title was Kinetic to Electric, Turning Wind to Watts. Levi Brumfield, second place. And Levi is from Shady Spring Elementary. Okay, good.
Go on there. Are you wanting a group picture of all of them?
Yes. Yes.
Levi, you'll just stand over there.
Also for the elementary division, physics and astronomy, project title Crack versus Pop. Cash Boggs from Shady Spring Elementary, third place. Moving to middle school division, and I know that there is a middle school track meet this evening, so some of our students are a little busy running or throwing this evening. Starting with Division 2 middle school, like I said, chemistry. Title of the project, Now You See It, Now You Don't, The Science of Invisible Ink. Cole Shoemate, St. Francis de Sales. Cole earned third place at the state. Still in middle school, Division 2 Engineering. Title of our project, An Engineering Design Investigation of Thermal Preservation and Insulation through Material Selection and Thickness Optimization. From Park Middle School, Yashmit Panta. And Yashmit also earned first place at state.
Title she got you the state.
Was a lot for me to say. I'm thinking that one's a weird one, and I'm coming back to it. Still with middle school, this is a group project. It was with Trinity Clay and Lauren Bird. The Glow of Truth, investigating luminol's reaction to blood, medical sciences. First place from Park Middle School. I think they're running. I thought they were. Reagan Moore, 8th grade at Park Middle School, physics and astronomy. The title of her project, Point of Stance, also first place at state. Plant science, Paisley Campbell and Phoebe Mullahan group project. The title of their project was Sweet Dreams or Green Nightmares. And both Paisley and Phoebe are from Trap Hill Middle School, and they earned first place in states as well. Our final middle school winner, technology, title, Ball or Nothing, Can AI Score? From St. Francis, Reagan Vance. And for high school, Division III, Engineering Technology, Statistics and Dynamics, Maya Panta with a project titled Design and Optimization of Innovative Thermal Management Systems, 3rd place. Congratulations. And I think I forgot to say Maya's from Woodrow Wilson High School. Oh, okay.
Her mom wasn't able to be here.
Oh, okay.
We just did
Picture.
a picture with her
Yes.
real quick. Thank you. And now we can.
Okay, science fair. Come on over, group picture. That's- Congratulations, science fair winners.
Congratulations to all the winners. We have no agenda items. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed one.
Difference makers.
Just wait till everybody leaves.
I
Get
hate
two.
to leaving before
What
this.
is it?
You have 2 tonight?
I have two. and we're
Are
probably-
you caught up now?
Yeah. Probably looked them up. It wasn't too many. of them, though.
Wanted them to-
Yes, they didn't want to hear you.
They
They left.
needed to stay for that. It'd been nice.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's all right.
I think maybe where we went down to delegations or whatever.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, moving right along. Dr. Starcher.
President Ford, tonight we have privilege of recognizing two difference makers. We have February and March that we're recognizing here tonight. So I'll start with February.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now? Okay, I'll scoot up closer. Again, these are recommendations that we receive from colleagues, parents, students, anyone in the community can submit these recommendations or nominations. So for the month of February, this employee is the definition of a difference maker because of the heart she brings to education every single day. She doesn't just teach standards or manage behavior, she sees children. She looks beyond the surface, beyond the frustration, beyond the hard days, and chooses to respond with patience, empathy, and grace. Where others might see defiance or disengagement, this employee sees opportunity, an opportunity to build trust, restore confidence, and remind a child of their worth. This employee's approach is rooted in connection. She understands that students thrive when they feel heard and valued, and she makes it a priority to truly listen. She creates safe spaces where students can be themselves, where mistakes are met with guidance instead of shame, and where growth is celebrated. Because of this, students don't just comply, they transform. They begin to believe in themselves. What makes this employee extraordinary is that this isn't a strategy for her. It's who she is. She leads with kindness. She is intentional with her words. She takes the time to check in, to follow up, to encourage. She pours into her students in ways that extend far beyond academics, helping shape their character and confidence. Working alongside her, I see firsthand how deeply she cares. She invests in relationships, She celebrates small victories. She carries her students in her heart. The impact she makes may not always be loud or flashy, but it is lasting. Students walk away from her classroom knowing they matter. That is why she is so deserving of being honored as a difference maker, because she doesn't just change days. Melissa Long changes lives. So if Miss Long would come forward, as well as her administrators. Okay. So I have one more difference maker this evening. This employee is one of the best teachers I have ever worked with. She listens to the kids and makes sure they are taken care of every day before she does anything. If one of the teachers has a problem, she's the one to go to learn what you need so you can do your job better. She inspires her kids to do anything and that they have absolutely no limitations, and she makes learning fun, and you can really see that the kids love being in Rachel Goodwin's class. Miss Goodwin.
Okay, moving right along. Congratulations, difference makers. So we have no agenda items, non-agenda items. Mr. Capoletti.
Thank you.
But is it still on? Okay, I thought I turned it off. A couple weeks ago, I had the pleasure of coming and talking with you all. Again, my name's Doug Chipoletti. I was specifically talking about Board of Ed policy E7A. This is the policy that prevents non-enrolled elementary students from participating in sports. I had the pleasure of hanging back and talking to a lot of you after the meeting, and it sounds like you're well aware of this, and I'm hoping that you will take this up in a future board meeting. So I didn't bring extra handouts from the last time. So if you don't have them, what I brought with you was the proposed House bill that Mr. Tony and other people in the House brought. It was not fully approved, but it would have solved this problem so that we didn't have to have this type of conversation. I also brought last time a section from the SSAC handbook that shows kids are able to participate once they hit 6th grade. I told you the story about my son who was able to participate in tryouts and was ultimately told that he couldn't come. And I did compliment Mr. Dillon for holding up your all's board policy. I had genuinely hoped that maybe it would make it on this board agenda, but it did not. Thus, my desire to be here. What I have for you tonight is just a little snippet of the compulsory school law, just to make sure that I point out a couple of things. One, in order to homeschool, there is a notice of intent that does go through the board, right? The superintendent, if you look, has the ultimate authority to submit something to the circuit court to deny somebody homeschool participation. So in addition to that, whether it's a homeschool student, Hope student, micro school, there are specific things that those families are required to provide, such as the GSA or another nationally normed test. That also has to be sent to the board office. So this board does have some authority over whether they choose, if a kid is not doing those tests, ultimately, like Wood County, they went after families last year and the year before. They said, we're not going to let kids continue to be homeschooled if they're not going to do the test. Those kids can come into the schools and take the GSA. They're welcome to do that. They also, if you look at the very last page, and this is probably the one that I want to point out, 3.2, those kids can be provided textbooks or other resources. If memory serves me correct, they can go to the auxiliary building just out there towards Black Knight and get resources. So these families have access to an awful lot of county resources. And I think the goal with all of this is to win, right? I mean, we had a winner here tonight, not from a local public school. We had a science winner. I believe I heard from St. Francis, correct? So when you try out for a sports team, it's the best players. The coaches don't necessarily pick favorites. I'm sure that happens on occasion, but coaches want to win, right? We have students who transfer from high school to high school because they want to play on the best team. We do this for middle school and high school. There's no question about it. I genuinely hope the board will consider making a small tweak and allowing elementary students to have the same opportunity. By my count, we've really got about 5 more board meetings to meet the 30-day public comment. We could push it up to July 14th, but I feel like that'd be cutting it real close. So I said this last time, I really hope you all will take it upon yourselves to bring this up at a future meeting and just strike that language so that those kids in elementary have the same opportunity that the kids, once they hit 6th grade, will have. Thank you very much for your time this evening.
Thank you. Communication reports. Dr. Hutchins.
Well, it was an honor to come last night to the Night of the Arts. It was really good, and some of the things are just absolutely amazing. As a matter of fact, someone that had been in the system for years suggested that some of the students even sell their things to make some money off of them. They were so great. So it was really nice. I was also fortunate enough to work with Read Aloud at the expo, and that was also very, very good. It's amazing to me what the schools do with those the booths and everything. I think it's become a real competition where they try to outdo each other, but some of those were absolutely amazing. I also continue to work at Stratton in the library. I did attend a school board association training on finance. It was pretty good. The discussion after the presentation was probably the best thing and the most informative thing when everyone was talking about different things in their county. And I thought that was really, really good. And I guess the best thing that I've done is I was able to participate in a book giveaway at for 4th and 5th graders at Coal City Elementary that was sponsored through Read Aloud and Books A Million. And those kids were absolutely amazing. They had over 100 and some books to choose from, and it was really interesting to watch some of them pick up book after book after book and try to decide on the best one. And some of them immediately went to a table, picked up a book, and that was it. They knew exactly what they wanted. The administration at the school was extremely nice and friendly to work with, as well as the counselor. Anyway, it was a really good day, and I think those 4th and 5th grade students truly enjoyed it.
Thank you. Ms. Smith?
I was able to attend the Night of the Arts as well last night, and I was, like Dr. Hutchins, so impressed with the work the students had on display. The artwork was awesome. Of course, I'm not an artist, so any of it's pretty to me, but they did a fantastic job. And the projects the welding class did, it just amazed me how they were able to put all those pieces together and make something beautiful. I think last night was just something Raleigh County could be proud of.
Me too. It's nice.
Ms. Hambrick?
So it was wonderful, as it always is. The booths were great. The kids that were there were really enjoying it. I think Renee Works told me that they had registered more in the first hour and a half than they did last year through the whole thing. So, I mean, it's pretty impressive, people coming out. Also, they asked me to be on their advisory council for University of Charleston's nursing program. And they had an advisory council meeting on March the 27th. And they do a thing, it's really a pretty good program that I think our community might not be real aware of. Oh, okay, sorry. They do a boot camp for high school kids that can sign up for it. I wasn't real sure how much information got out, so I asked them if they would try to reach out again or remind or whatever about the boot camp, because it is pretty amazing stuff they do. So that's about it for me.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Snuffer.
I also was here last night for the arts, and it was impressive. Not only was there arts, we had choirs singing, bands playing, drama, a little play was going on. There was a lot of different things here. We had people serving refreshments. They were from Woodrow Wilson, correct? And that was good. They were doing an excellent job there. And Mr. Ford kind of nailed it on the head. Him and I were talking. The welding is Tamarack quality. The welding projects were Tamarack quality. They could sell those at Tamarack. There's no question in my mind. I mean, there was some art there that could go there too. Don't take me wrong, but the welding just really struck my fancy. Kind of thing I would like in my house or something like that. But it was really impressive and much to be proud of. And actually, I told Dr. Starcher, I love it here, but they've almost outgrown this facility. I mean, this place was packed, and we even had stuff out front there. The different stuff out there and things, and the tree and all the stuff. Just really impressive. I complimented the art teachers over here and the others, but they just all did a great job. But in here, I was in here for Trapper Middle, and they had over 40 kids in their choir. This place was packed just with their choir, their kids. And so when you get 40 kids out on a Monday night this time of year to do something like that, that's pretty good. And that's not including the kids who are here for the band, the kids who are here for the drama. They had a school bus full of kids. So that was impressive. Also, it not score so much, but Mr. Tony probably was there. But the Little League, Trap Little League had their opening day and dedication in the field at Fairdale. And it just shows what a community can do. Basically, they had nothing. We were able to get the land donated by Dr. Daniel before he's passing, and then to the community and grant writing and donations and volunteers' time and materials from different things. They have started and really completed almost an excellent facility. They have 4 fields. We have 5 when they're done. It's laid out. A nice thing. I mean, I think it's nicer than the one over here in Beckley. It's really going to be impressive. And they need to, I mean, they had 300 and I think he said 39 kids were down there. In that
County Commission gave money too.
yeah, County Commission gave a bunch of money to us. County Commission did. Chris got some money. We've had donations from all kinds of people. We had Little Generals giving money. Hope Gas gave money. I'll miss people, but there's all kinds of people. And besides giving money, we even had a coal mine from Mingo County who paid for all the fencing. Okay, we contacted them and went back. They said, we're not too proud to beg to anybody. We had people out of Wyoming County who helped with us. And this wasn't Raleigh County, it was statewide, and we checked with a lot of them. And there's more to be done. I mean, the County Commission's committed to do more on the parking and doing some stuff and fencing the senior field. But it's just it's a really good thing for that part of the county, and it speaks well of Raleigh County in the whole of what they're able to do down there. And I was just real proud of the accomplishments. So if you get down that way, you can't miss it. Got a big sign out there. Just drive over and look at the facility.
They had a drone picture.
Yes.
Did you, I mean, that
Yeah.
would be, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Miss Daniel showed me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, it's just something really proud. And like I said, this is the first year. I mean, I purchased the seed and the fertilizer and stuff and did all their fields and stuff for them. But they had another guy come in and grade them and stuff. But they've got more to do on those. And I was down there last night after the arts. My wife wanted to go down and look at it. And they were down there working. They were down there working on drywalling and fixing up the concession. I mean, they're out there all the time. Those people are really dedicated. So it's just a good thing for the community and something we can all be proud of.
Thank you. Well, I also had the opportunity to be here at the art show last night, and I was pretty amazed at all the stuff that was here. And as Mr. Stover said, the welding was outstanding. And I also had an opportunity to go to the Pre-K Expo, and I can't say thank you enough to all the people that helped put that together. If you're here, raise your hand. But thanks to everyone that was involved in that, whether it be in front or behind the scenes. It was fantastic. That's all I got. Dr. Starch.
Thank you, Mr. Ford. I unfortunately missed the Pre-K Expo. I was at a conference last week, the latter part of last week, but I know much mention has been made of it, but I do want to just formally thank Ms. Blankenship. It takes a lot of work to put events of that nature on, and from what I understand, it was another wonderful event. So thank you very much, Ms. Blankenship, for your leadership. I don't know if she has a count as of today, but on Friday, our pre-K and kindergarten applications went live. And as of yesterday, I think we had 300 and some students register for pre-K, and we already had 100 and counting register for kindergarten. Do you have I'm putting you on the spot, so. Okay. So that's good. I mean, it just opened on Friday, so that's positive. Positive for the school system. So thank you. Night of the Arts, Melissa Lasada, she is our virtual art teacher. So she took the Night of the Arts on this year, and I can't say enough. Her first year, I thought it was wonderful too. I know Miss Hodges and several of the staff here helped Miss Lasada, but she led that work, and certainly appreciate her. Mr. Snuffer, one of the pieces, the welding piece on the end with the bonsai tree, it is my understanding it is going to the Tamarack. Yes, it was impressive.
That was, I mean, it was just
Yeah.
excellent.
It was amazing. So some very quality work. I think everything was mentioned other than STEM. We had, I know Shady Spring Elementary School STEM program was also featured last night. I'm not sure, I didn't see other STEM, but there may have been, but I also know we featured STEM. So, it was a great night. Couple things I want to just update the board on. Over the last few weeks, we were informed that the State Department of Education is now going to be recognizing a Principal of the Year and a Counselor of the Year. So, obviously, the recognition season was well underway and already had been planned here in Raleigh County. So, we aren't, well, let me pause. All applications are due by May 4th to the State Department of Education. So we ran out of time essentially in being able to have events for principal and counselor this year. So I wanted to let you know that over the next couple of weeks, you will be seeing or hearing announcements about the principal and counselor of the year for Raleigh County Schools. Next year, we will work with Mr. Pack to have some type of celebration or recognition for those two individuals. But we will begin announcing those. Again, all applications, so principal, counselor, teacher, and service. They've changed how you have to do it. I actually have to submit the names, and then the department will send an application to the employee of the year. So we have a pretty quick turnaround on the two new ones, but we're thrilled to be able to recognize the principal and counselor of the year. So that's something new. The other thing I want to share with you, and perhaps at our next meeting, Miss Lowry will be ready to share this with you, but as you know, we received a waiver of 5 instructional days at the end of the year for students. Staff still has to report and fulfill their contract. So the curriculum team primarily, and then Mr. Dillon from a service standpoint with the Service Staff Development Council, they are putting together several professional development opportunities at the end of the year. Not 5 days for every employee, but every employee, I believe, in the end will be touched in some way by the PD that Ms. Lowry and Mr. Dillon and the team is putting together. This is giving us a real opportunity to provide some professional learning opportunities that it's difficult to find time to do during the school year. So we're really excited about that. But again, hopefully by the end of the month, that schedule will be ready. If not, we'll provide it to you in May. And that's the update I have. Thank you.
Thank you. We have no other reports, unfinished business, have none.
Excuse me, I'm gonna go back to you real quick. I'm sorry, I wanted to just shoot in real quick. Did you have an update on the Woodrow contract? I know you were meeting with the contractors or with the CMM. Where are we at on that after you met with them?
Okay, so I think it was last week. It was last Monday. Mr. Ferguson with CMM came. He brought an initial set of drawings, but he said there are still about 100 pages left to bring to us. But the stack is about that high. It's in my office. And so we can begin reviewing that, but the full set of documents is not ready. And as he said, it was about 100 pages left before it would be a complete set. I think when we met with him, he told us within 2 weeks we should be able, well, let me pause. He's working with the SBA to receive approval, hopeful approval, to allow us to start the site work, like put that out to bid first and then come back with the rest and bid that out. But we were hoping to bid out the site work so we can do that front part of the school and that back parking lot this summer. So if the SBA grants approval for that, he said we should be ready to go out to bid within 2 weeks for that part. It's been a week. And so we, hopefully by next week, we'll be ready. The other part, that's what is the 100 pages that's still left to submit to us for review. Obviously, Mr. Daniel and some of his the employees in the maintenance department will review those documents, Mr. Dillon, Mr. Butcher, and myself.
The Purple Works, whatever we call that outfit we just hired.
Mhm.
Have they started looking at those things yet? Will they get?
So when the final, I've already informed Mike Hall with Skanska that we are supposed to have the documents ready to go out, or bid out in 2 weeks. So he's prepared to review them when, yes. And the other thing I would say is this Thursday, ZMM and the kitchen person they use, or the company they use to help plan kitchens, they will be on site at Woodrow this Thursday morning to do a walkthrough of the existing kitchen. And then we will meet to discuss what we want the new kitchen to look like. So we're doing that this Thursday.
My only concern, which you just brought up there, is we have construction season, we're in construction season now.
Yes.
We got approved back there, and ZMM, I'm not sure they have delivered this service as quick as I'd like to see them have it here. And
I understand that.
quick, every day we wait this construction season, especially the site prep. And they, and the school building authority has granted us that authority many times. On other projects, we've done site work, bid it out, and came back and bid things out in different elements and stuff. So hopefully they'll get their stuff together and we can get that going.
Mr. Ferguson, for some reason, was concerned we might not receive, that he just wasn't certain that the SBA would approve
Well-
site before the other. And I'm not sure why, because you're right, we've done that in the past. So hopefully that's an unnecessary concern.
Yeah.
And we can get the site piece bid out. That, just as a reminder, there's going to be a change, where the building's going to be moved out some on the front, that where the buses come in the front, that'll come out towards the road a little bit. And then we will be having a parent loop that goes there in front of D Wing and over towards the auditorium back out. And then in the back, behind D Wing, there will be a parking lot and another place for a bus loop to be. So that's the work that we hope that we can finish this summer before school starts back. And it's a tight window with us going so late and then starting in August.
Okay, I just want to get.
I understand.
Okay, anything else?
Biggest tickets you got.
Thank you.
No unfinished business. Policies and procedures. Following has completed 30 days. Comment? Dr. Starcher?
No comments were received, so I would recommend the policy be approved as presented.
Yeah, that's policy D.3.30, promotion, retention, and graduation requirements. Y'all have heard a recommendation. Do you have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. The following policy is to be placed on the 30-day comment period. Approve revisions of policy E.18, virtual school. Dr. Starcher.
Board members, this policy has been before you many times. We're coming back one more time. And we are proposing, and as you'll see in the policy, that we implement an elementary virtual school, K-5. So that's what you see throughout the policy. You'll see grade 6 changing to grade K. And we've had many meetings here about virtual. And obviously our secondary virtual has grown significantly. We do know that we are losing students to various charter schools and virtual programs. So we would like to keep as many students as we can, and we are recommending that we expand to K-12.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Before, I thought the general discussion was, and we were always of the thought, I'm reading your mind, Rick, I can tell, that virtual is not the best fit for elementary kids. So why are we changing at this point?
Keep the kids.
So as I said, we know we are losing students to virtual charters and virtual schools. And honestly, we would like to be able to keep our students in Raleigh County, give them the best virtual experience we can. And then hopefully we would keep them through 12th grade as they would enter our secondary virtual in 6th grade.
But how hard to do kindergarten and first grade at virtual? So if I'm hearing you correctly, I'm hearing that this is a change in order to retain students in Raleigh County schools. Is that the primary reason for the change?
That is correct.
Because we're losing the students anyway, you're saying.
To
Correct.
homeschool and
I know, but I still
I
struggle
guess
with,
my thing
I
would be,
still struggle with elementary.
Charlotte's discussion too, and I have a very mixed feelings on it. How are we going to provide that service? I mean, I know it's just not numbers, okay? I want about a quality thing. So how are we going to do
for little ones.
a quality service virtually? I mean, I know other people are doing it, but I don't know they're doing quality, okay?
I can tell you what we've discussed. First, this first year, obviously, we don't know exactly how many students would enroll in the elementary virtual. So we know we have two options. One is, and again, it's really depending on enrollment, but one option is to use the proximity platform. For students would receive approximately 3 hours of instruction each day through proximity in reading, math, and so forth. Then we intend to, again, depending on enrollment, we would like to layer on, if you will, another teacher that would provide small group instruction based on skill deficits that are observed through the proximity and that learning, and provide special needs students with extra support. That's not something, as far as I'm aware, that is being done in some other elementary virtual. And that's just based on conversation with proximity. I need to say that. But we would layer that on. We would still require them to complete the diagnostic. We would still require, obviously, they have to take the GSA. 3 through 5 has to take GSA. So we would layer on some additional requirements so that hopefully they're getting the best opportunity to learn that they can in an elementary virtual setting. Now, should the number of students or the enrollment be so great, which again, we can't predict that for next year, but should we have a significant enrollment in the elementary virtual school, we would like to come back to this board in the future, if we need to, and request that we hire elementary virtual teachers and that we would teach the students like we do upstairs with our secondary virtual.
Does West Virginia virtual do K?
As far as I'm aware, yes. West Virginia virtual does, and the other West Virginia virtual, and there's one other that I believe both of them do all the way down to K. Now, proximity doesn't offer pre-K, and we're not requesting to go to pre-K.
I guess I'm just, and this is just my little weak brain, I guess, trying to figure this, wrap my head around this. As a kindergarten coming in and trying to get the skills, the basic skills, learn to read and write and stuff through a virtual environment. I mean, I'm not saying they're not doing it. I don't know how successful they're doing it. But
Yeah, and I don't care who's doing it. I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because I just can't see it for elementary students that age starting out. I don't know. I think it's a bad idea.
So,
But if they're gonna go to another one, I don't know.
keep them just for the sake of keeping them and give them a bad education?
Well, how about those West Virginia virtual and whatever? Are they getting a bad education there too?
Prove that. I'm not party to that, but.
Well,
I'll go ahead and move, we put it out on 30-day comment, and we'll discuss it and cuss it and think about it as a board, and we haven't approved the policy. We're just putting out comments. So I will move, we do that.
Is there a second?
Okay.
Is there a second?
She did.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Uh,
Any opposed? Motion carries. Excuse me. Consent items A, B, C, D, and E. Can we vote on those together? Any objection to that?
I move we approve the consent items as were submitted to us.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. New business. Consider approval of the West Virginia School Board Association's membership fee.
I move we approve the membership fees for West Virginia School Board Association as was submitted to us.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Consider approval of the MOU with WVU Tech Level Up WVU Dual Credit Pathway Agreement. Hodges.
Good evening again. This evening, I bring to you a memorandum of understanding between Raleigh County Schools, in particular Independence High School and Woodrow Wilson High School, with WVU Tech. We are proposing the Level Up program between those two high schools and WVU Tech, with the hopes of, when we say level up, it's not just providing dual credit. They have provided a very detailed, nice crosswalk as far as what courses students could take while still at the high schools in order and earn those high school credits, but also if completing in those specific pathways would grant them partial completion to degrees in business, human and social sciences, STEM, construction management, sports management, and nursing. So they would get both. They would get the high school credit and then the credit that would lead to those degrees in those programs at WVU Tech.
Those credits are only transferable to WVU Tech, right?
Yes. Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the MOU with West Virginia Tech?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Consider approval of the increase for SESC bus operators training for 25-26 school year. Mr. Tony.
Good afternoon, Mr. President and board members. This increase would be, currently it would take us over 100,000 to 110,000 for the year for our SESC instructors for bus operators. And then after every board meeting, we also train the transportation aides. It'd be for a cost of covering those with our bus operators and transportation aides throughout the year. And that would put us over to 110,000 for this school year. If you have any questions.
Why the increase of 50,000, Chris? I mean, we're just training a lot more people, or what's the?
Correct. This would actually be able to get us to the end of June. We were actually have more aides coming up after board meetings than we want to start another class for the summer. So it would take us from the beginning of June through June to make sure we have enough to go through July before the next school year's over.
Okay, any questions? To have a motion to give Chris some more money?
I move we approve the increase in the school operating training budget for 25-26 as was submitted to us.
Is there a second?
I second.
All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. Consider the approval of the 2026 summer feeding program. Ms. Reed.
1 second. Rachel, cut that. That reverb's bad. What's causing it? Okay, something's causing the bad. Okay. Still hear me, can't you? I mean, yeah, that's just the reverb.
That's okay. Good evening, President Ford, Superintendent Dr. Starcher, board members. You have before you this evening a couple of documents related to the proposed summer feeding sites for the summer of 2026. The proposal would offer on-site feeding for our Energy Express sites, Fairdale Elementary and Stratton Elementary, and during summer school sessions at those same sites. Stratton would serve as the satellite hub to provide meals to the Office of Special Programs extended school year, and a lunch program at Sophia Branch Library to take place once a week.
Any questions? Do you have a motion to approve the 26 summer program sites?
So moved.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Okay, consideration of personnel A, superintendent's recommendations for personnel 25-26 year.
Good evening, everyone. We have a couple revisions. If you will see, well, a few actually. If you'll see on page 1 under leave of absence, letter B, we have a date change for Kyle Corcoran. The date is changed. It was previously stated 3/31/26, and it should be amended to 9/15/2026.
Is that it?
Yep. On page 2, under extracurricular secondary C resignation, we need to add the first legal name for, it was previously stated as Sean Radford, and it should be stated as Robert Sean Radford. And then on page 3 at the very bottom, we have a bus operator, Mark Trotter, that is to be removed. You will see it again on next board meetings 26-27.
My recommendation is as presented with the corrections noted by Ms. Samanka.
So you've heard the recommendation. Do you have a motion?
Move we approve the superintendent's recommendations with the corrections as it was noted.
Is there a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approve superintendent's
Would it
recommendations.
be
for-
okay, I mean, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 actions. I'd like to go into executive just for a few minutes so I understand what's going on. Okay? I'd like to, okay. So, I move we go into executive session.
Well, let's get B out of the way first.
We do B, okay. I'm sorry, I missed the B. Okay, yeah, go ahead, yeah. We're going to
Approve,
executive session once we go past B, yeah.
approve superintendent's recommendations for 25-20
Well, no, I don't
or
want to do that one either.
26-27 year.
I'm not,
We don't like that
well,
one.
I'm not doing, I already told her I'm not doing
We
that
don't
one.
like that one.
That's the only one. I'm not doing that one, Charlie.
So is there any changes on that one?
My recommendation is as presented.
Y'all have heard the recommendation. Do you have a motion?
I move we reluctantly accept that recommendation. Ms. Daniel has been exemplary in her job, will be missed. I move that we take the,
Grudgingly
yes,
second it.
All those in favor say aye.
aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
I now move we go into executive session then to discuss the items that were C through M.
Okay, do you have a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, executive session at 6:35. Back out of executive session. Approve administrative leave of an aide.
Nicotai Williams.
I move we approve the superintendent's recommendation on Nicokai Williams as was submitted to us.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Approve administrative leave of an aide. It's D, number D.
Kyla Douglas.
I move we approve the superintendent's recommendation for Kyla Douglas as was submitted to us.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Approve administrative leave of a substitute aide.
Teresa Bennett.
I move we approve the superintendent's recommendation for Teresa Bennett as was submitted to us.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Approve administrative leave of a teacher.
Richard Meese.
I move we approve the superintendent's recommendation as was submitted to us for Richard Meese.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approve administrative leave of a teacher.
Orlin Oaks II.
I move we approve the superintendent's recommendation for Olin Oaks II as was submitted to us.
For a second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approve administrative leave of a teacher.
Mary Strunk.
I move we approve the superintendent's recommendation for Mary Shunk.
Strunk.
Skunk.
Strunk.
Shrunk. Sorry, 3 times real fast. Shrunk. As was submitted to us.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. Approve administrative leave of a coach.
Ricky,
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Ricky Chad Williams.
I move we approve the superintendent's recommendation for Ricky Chad Williams as was submitted to us.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Approve administrative leave of a coach.
Aaron Lambert.
I move we approve the superintendent's recommendation for Aaron Lambert as was submitted to us.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approve administrative leave of a coach.
Hunter Lambert.
I move we approve the superintendent's recommendation for Hunter Lambert as was submitted to us.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approve administrative leave of coach.
John P. Stevens II.
I move we approve the superintendent's recommendations for John Philip Stevens II as was submitted to us.
Motion moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approve the termination of the bus operator.
James L. Williams.
I move we approve the termination of James L. Williams as was submitted to us.
Second.
Motion moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. That's all we have on our agenda. This meeting is adjourned.